Hi, I'm Jenny Rushmore of Cashmerette, and today I'm going to be telling you all about a really important but often overlooked part of sewing garments, and that is pressing. So you're probably familiar with using an iron to iron your clothes, so to iron the creases out when they come out of the tumble dryer, if you can be bothered. But pressing is a related but slightly different thing that you do when you're sewing. We use pressing at many points during the sewing journey when you're making a garment. And fundamentally, what you are doing is actually securing the stitches down into the garment. And then you're also pressing seam allowances, which I'll show you in a minute, in a way that allows you to then sew over them again and create a crisp look. By doing pressing in the correct way during the process of sewing, you'll end up with much more professional looking garments, and you'll actually spend almost as much time at the ironing board as you will spend when you are actually at your sewing machine, which I think is a really big surprise for a lot of beginners. You don't need much to begin with. You do need an iron. Some sewing people prefer an iron that doesn't have an auto off because otherwise it tends to keep on switching off and you have to keep on switching it on. But you don't need that. A simple home iron and ironing board are totally fine. One thing that I do recommend investing in is a tailor's ham, which is this, which is basically kind of a shaped shape, which is full of sawdust. And what you do is you place fabric on top of it and iron it so that the fabric can go around a curve. This is particularly important when you're sewing bust darts, for instance. But if you don't want to buy lots of different things right now, no problem. You can use a towel instead. What you do is you roll it up into a log and then just fold it in half and it creates this shape, and you can use that instead. Those are the only two things that are absolutely mandatory. There are other tools over time that you might want to use, like a clapper, which is a piece of wood that you place on seams after you've steamed it to keep them really flat. But as a beginner, don't worry about that for now. You just want to have your iron and ironing board, and then either a tailor's ham or a rolled up towel. So now, let me show you how it works. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is just pressing a simple straight seam. So there are many seams on a garment that are just straight, and then you want to do like this. So I've got the two pieces of fabric, they've been sewn together here, and here's the seam allowance. So the first thing you want to do is just press it flat. Now pressing is different to ironing. Pressing is an up and down motion. So what you don't want to do is this, like you're ironing clothes. The reason you don't want to do that is because it can distort the fabric. And what we're trying to do in this first instance is set the stitches. So if you think about it, thread is 3D, right? It's almost like a little tube. And when we do this, we are literally flattening the thread and it kind of merges it into the fiber of the fabric. So that's the first thing you do. In an ideal world, you now wait until it's cool. Now, do many people do that? No. I will say if you're making something out of wool and you're making something special like a coat, you might want to consider doing it, but for the most part, people don't. The next thing you're going to do is open up the fabric and push the seam allowances apart. So here I'm assuming that we are pressing seam allowances apart. Sometimes you press them to the side, in which case you would do that and press them. But a lot of the time you're pressing apart. So in that case, you push the seam allowances apart with your fingers. And then what I like to do is what's called finger pressing first. So instead of just trying to iron now, you just use your fingers and the warmth of your fingers to push the seam allowances where they need to go. You can also use something like this, which is a point turner, but also a paper scorer to do that. So if you're pressing apart, this is what you would do. Then get your iron and we're going up and down. Use some steam if you need to. Up and down. So we're doing this from the wrong side, okay? Now we're going to flip it to the right side. So you should do this 3-step for every single seam that you sew. So you pressed it flat, you pressed it from the wrong side, and now we're going to press it from the right side. If your fabric is prone to shining or it's very precious, you want to now use a press cloth. So a press cloth is a piece of silk organza or cotton that you can press through, which will help you get your fabric nice and flat, but it will stop the direct heat of the iron going onto the fabric. Another thing you can use is what's called a clapper, which looks like this. So it's a piece of basically porous wood. And after you press your seam with steam, you put your clapper on top, and you can press a little bit if you want. Honestly, I often don't bother. But when a clapper is really, really helpful, it helps you get incredibly crisp pressing seams. If you have a fabric that's resisting pressing and is kind of bunching back up, it can help really get it firm. And it's particularly great with wool. So if you are making, again, a wool coat and you are pressing it, then you put the clapper on top. The way it works is that for natural fibers like wool, the fibers are actually very much like your hair that comes out of your head. If you think about wool, I mean, it's literally a sheep's hair, right? So if you want to curl your hair, you put heat on it and then you put it around a shape, but then you have to let it cool. And if you don't let it cool, if you try to curl your hair and do this, it will just fall out straight away. But once it's cooled, it kind of retains the shape in the fiber, and the fiber in natural fibers of fabric is exactly the same. So this is basically pulling the steam out, keeping the shape in like a curler, and letting it go cool. And then once you've taken it off, it's going to be really, really flat. So that's the basics of how to press a seam allowance apart. Alternatively, your pattern might tell you to push it to one side, in which case you do this, push them both to one side, and it's exactly the same. You press them on the wrong side, you flip it over, making sure the seam allowance is staying in the correct direction, and then press it from the right side. So that's the 101 in pressing straight seams, but it's a little bit different when you're pressing curved seams. So here is a sample I made of a curved seam, just a pretend one, but I'm going to show you now how it works. So the first thing you want to do is press it flat. Now, there is a quirk here of geometry when it comes to curved seam allowances. So here's the stitching line, and here is the edge of the fabric. You may realize intuitively that the edge of the fabric is actually a longer line than the stitching line. And so what that means is that as you fold these seam allowances out, there's actually tension here, because you are going to end up having extra fabric at the edges of the fabric compared to at the stitching line. And it's the opposite way. If you do it like this, if your curve was like this, you would sort of have the opposite, where the edge of the fabric had less fabric, was less long than the stitching line. So the way we address this is by clipping into the seam allowance. And in many patterns, you will read about this. So I am going to clip in up to, but not through, the stitching line where it's most curved. And by doing this, it's going to allow me to press the seam allowance flat. Now, the next thing you need is either a tailor's ham or a rolled up towel. If you use a rolled up towel, what you're doing is rolling it into a log and then folding it in half so that it's creating this shape in the towel. Now, the reason we use this is because when you press a curve, you don't want to press it flat. So for instance, if I didn't have this, like, how am I going to press these seam allowances apart? Like, I'd have to do a lot of this. It's not going to work. So what you do instead is you place your curve on the ham and you work with it until you find an angle that works. And you might have to move it several times as you're pressing it. But here, this actually fits fairly well around the smaller top edge here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press apart the seam allowances with my fingers. So I'm going to do what I did in the previous step. And this time we have the little clips. So it's a little bit trickier because you have to press out all the little clips. But by having the clips, it's allowing this to go flat. If we didn't have the clips, it simply wouldn't. So I'm going to go section by section. So I'm going to start by going up here. Now, you have to be careful here because you do not want to steam iron your hand, which, have I done that before? Yes, I have. But now you can see, can you see how nice and flat that has gone round the corner there? So I'm going to continue and I'm going to shift it along here a little bit. I'm going to open up more clips. And then this part at the bottom, which is fairly straight, didn't need clipping. And again, I'm pressing, I'm lifting up a little bit each time I do it. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it to the right side. Now this is a little bit tricky because we've got all these clips and we want to make sure that they stay pressed apart. So I'm going to do that. And I'm looking inside, and actually that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to put it over the ham again. And now you can see what a nice smooth curve we're getting. If you don't press it properly, you are not going to get this nice smooth curve. So I'm going to press it again over the top here. Move it around again a little bit here, and just keep on going. If it feels like it's getting bulky, that might mean that the clips have moved. And I will say, I am showing you quite an extreme curve here. The majority of sewing garments won't have such an extreme curve. Like if you're making even a bust cup, that would be like a very, very pointy bust cup. So that's basically how you press a curve. So you can see that we have a really nice curved edge here. On the inside, the clips, that one fell out a bit. On the inside, the clips are going either side. And now you know how to press straight seams and curve seams. If you'd like to see more videos to help you learn to sew, head over to cashmerette.com/learn to sew. And I highly recommend picking up a copy of my book, Sewing the Curve. I wrote this book so that curvy people like me could learn how to make a wardrobe of garments that make you feel so confident and also fit well. I cover everything from setting up your sewing machine to understanding sewing patterns and fabric, all the way to making your first garment. It comes with 6 full-size sewing patterns in sizes 12 to 32 and cup sizes C to H. So if you're thinking about sewing, you're excited about it, but you're uncertain where to begin, I really recommend picking up a copy of Sewing the Curve.